Hello everyone. I thought I would do a lithomancy reading for whoever ends up watching this video. I mentioned that in another video I mentioned that I have a few different sets of stones that I use for reading, and maybe after I do the reading I'll show you a couple of my other ones that I have put together. So this is something that I have been practicing for a while now, and I have been working specifically with one of my sets, just getting to know it better. And these are all stones that are pretty close to my heart because I've worked with them throughout the years since I started working with crystals. So let's see what comes out for you if you want to accept this as a message for yourself. And then I'll see if I can put a timestamp for when I show you the other reading sets in case you're not super interested in a message. Okay. So these two crystals are not part of the reading. They're just here for keeping me company. Okay, so let's see what crystals we have here. We have clear quartz, carnelian, amazonite, and petersite, which is all the way here. Perhaps this background is not the best one for seeing the stones, but I usually like to look at the stones that are inside the circle, which are the stones that need our most immediate attention. So carnelian is here, and carnelian is a stone that is meant to be used for creativity, for getting things done, productivity. It can also be good for the root chakra and the sacral chakra. So there's a need for you to pay attention to your productivity, how much you are trying to do, how much you're trying to do by yourself. The stone is off center here, so perhaps you have been feeling like everything depends on you. If you don't do something, it's not gonna get done. So you have been pushing yourself to really accomplish everything by yourself, when in reality you need to depend on your support, your circle of support. Also interestingly, how close the quartz is to the carnelian quartz, which is a stone of connecting, that helps us connect with our higher self, with our spiritual team, spiritual guides. Sometimes in this way of if you've been acting in this way where you're doing everything on your own, you feel there's a little bit of self-righteousness to it, like it's giving you an ego boost to feel that you are higher than other people because you can accomplish all of these things. But you have to remember that as humans having a human experience, we have limitations, and those limitations exist for a reason. And we need other people in our life. And yes, we can probably do a lot on our own, but there is something about relating to people and having relationships where there's an interdependence that you are experiencing. So that's the message that I'm getting here by the proximity of these two. And yes, your divine guides are always accessible, but for material, tangible things, they cannot do the thing. you need to actually talk to the people in your life and get the help that you need. The next stone that I will um, talk about is not carnelian, amazonite here. And amazonite is outside of the circle. Amazonite is a stone that is encouraging you to connect with your true and authentic self. And so the message here is that this way of behaving and acting as if you can handle everything by yourself and not need the assistance of other people is not in true alignment with who you are. And that a lot more could be learned if you learned about yourself and learned about the people in your life, if you accepted help or asked for help and figured out how to coexist with the people in your life. Through your inability to ask for help or accept help, you are making others feel that they should also not ask for help or need help, which I'm sure is not how you want your loved ones to feel. You want your loved ones to feel that they can depend on you, that they can come to you if they need help, so they are not struggling on their own. So that same intention that you have for your loved ones and the people in your life, you can apply it to yourself and see how you can model something differently for them so that they too feel comfortable asking for help. And then Peter's side here, all the way at the edge. Peter's side is in this set representing our psychic and intuitive abilities. And as you can see, it's pretty far from the group. So in this busyness that you have been engaged in, there has not been a lot of room for you to really tune in to your own guidance. And so there's a lot of things that have been happening in your life that you might have missed because you're not connected to that intuition. And it has a similar or reinforcing message to the importance of being able to have an interdependent relationship with the people in your life. When you're not overwhelmed by trying to do everything by yourself, there will be more room for you to connect with yourself, to take care of yourself and the people around you. And there's also, I mentioned this sense of like self-righteousness and independence and not needing anyone. Well, that creates like a barrier to connecting with your intuition because it's very ego driven. So those are the messages that I am getting from this reading. You could also, to help you along, to improve the situation, you could work with any of these crystals. You could connect with clear quartz and ask for guidance from your guides, but know that they can only do so much and they cannot do anything physical. You are in charge of the physical, and that is why you have a physical body. You can also connect with carnelian to help you strengthen your root chakra so that you don't feel so afraid and needing to be in control of every situation all the time, and you can relax, strengthen your foundation, and learn that you can depend on other people, especially the people in your life that care about you. You can also work with amazonite to help you return to alignment to your true self, and you can then work with petersite or amethyst to help connect with your intuition. So thank you if you're tuning off now, or if you're tuning in, we are going to be sharing about my other crystal reading sets. So I've shared this crystal reading set in another video, so I won't be going through it again. But I have, I don't remember how many stones I have here, so maybe I will show it, because this one is a little smaller than the other ones. So I have mookaite, amethyst, rose quartz, angelite. I'm actually gonna bring them up to my hand because I know the background is a little dark. Carnelian, amazonite, onyx, petersite, moonstone, lepidolite, quartz, and smoky quartz. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 12 stones, which has been working okay for now, but I'm getting the feeling that I might want to add another one to have 13. So here's another one of my sets, and let me reach for my other ones. So this one I put together, this one that I'm gonna show you, I put it together a few years ago, and it has this little scroll here where I wrote some keywords and descriptions for each of the stones that I selected. And I haven't done that for this one because I've been reading this one very intuitively, based on my knowledge and experience of the cards and based on the messages that I'm channeling. So as you can tell, this paper is very old, and this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 stones. So maybe I have a theme going here. And I keep it in this tiny bag, and I love it. So I have moonstone, and moonstone, according to my key here, obviously can mean the moon, the unconscious, emotions, cycles, night, and the feminine. Then I have this gold stone, which is a man-made stone, and I have it representing the sun, light, the conscious, the linear, the day, and the masculine. So these are kind of like the divine feminine and masculine stones. I have carnelian, which can mean action. It's also the fire element, creativity, and I have it representing the sacral chakra. Then I have citrine, and this is one of those heat treated amethyst. I might replace this one, maybe not, because I kind of like how it's a point. So citrine means happiness, confidence, the solar plexus chakra, and willpower. Then I have obsidian, and this one is actually a pachyteer obsidian, which is a kind of obsidian, and it means protection, shadow, the unknown, the ancestors, and power magic. Then I have a small piece of petrified wood. You can see it there. This one represents the ancestors, ancestry, roots, lineage, and legacy. Then I have this pyrite. Pyrite means earth elements, manifestation, form, and physicality. Then I have jade, this little jade capuchon. Jade means ancient wisdom, fertility, and represents the heart chakra. So I think in almost all of my sets, I try to have a chakra set. And I, if I don't have it in this one, an elemental set. So a stone that represents the elements, each of the elements. Then I have amethyst, which represents intuition, the third eye chakra, spiritual power, and calmness. Then I have this unakite. I love unakite, representing nature, spirits, healing, heart and mind, mixing what comes together belongs together. So unakite, I think it's a kind of epidote with red jasper. So that's why the mixing part. So here I have a red jasper, which means vibrancy, endurance, justice, and righting wrongs. And I just saw a show where they had a jasper stone that was the meaning was righting wrongs. Then I have this beautiful piece of Botswana agate, which means the spiral path, layers, and to look deeper. I also have found that Botswana agate is really good for creativity, but that's not how I'm using it in this set. But I really, really love this piece. So putting together reading sets, lithomancy or stone reading with smaller pieces of crystals that you have is a really good way to use them. So this is one of the sets, and I'll put it off to the side and then I will put it away later so I can show you some of the other ones. These ones don't have, I don't have a description, but I usually have a ribbon so I can make the circle. And I think this one has a lot more stones than the others, and there are some stones that I love. Maybe I'll put the stones on top of the bag. So these bags I made myself out of one of my daughter's onesies after she outgrew it, and I just love the polka dot pattern so much I didn't want to get rid of the onesie, so I used it to make some bags. So this set has tiger's eye, yellow tiger's eye, goldstone, rhodochrosite. Oh no, not rhodochrosite, rhodonite. I always confuse these two. Green aventurine, rose quartz, blue lace agate. I love this piece because it has a little bit of the matrix on it. Amazonite, lepidolite. This one's crazy lace agate. This is a piece of blue blue quartz from Virginia. There's also lapis lazuli, cambaba jasper, labradorite, carnelian, amethyst. I'm pretty sure this is some kind of apophyllite, maybe. There's also apatite, smoky quartz, green calcite, not carnelian, obsidian, black tourmaline, 2 pieces of black tourmaline. So I'm gonna put one off to the side so it can go in a different set. This little piece of Tiffany stone. Which hand is better? This is hematite, tourmalated quartz, or tourmaline and quartz, citrine, smoky quartz, and fluorite. And then this other set has a lot of stones also. I should buy a white cloth. So all the little crystals that I have gotten over the years are now in stone sets. So there's rhodonite. There was a time when I was really obsessed with rhodonite. I feel like this is a kind of dyed howlite. I really love this agate piece. Snowflake obsidian, sardonyx, mukite jasper, lapis lazuli, white howlite, jaguar, jasper, which also kind of looks like a rhyolite. This set has garnet, onyx, and I think this is black jade. It has gold shimmer, amazonite, labradorite, and this really beautiful charoite. I have been using this one as a yes and no stone and a maybe stone because it just happened to have all the right colors. So if it lands on this, it will be yes. A black, it's no. The black and purple is maybe. And I guess there's two. This one is actually the Unsure and Ask Again. I believe this one is another apophyllite. And then I have petrified wood, quartz, rose quartz, smoky quartz, and amethyst. I always try to have the 4 kinds of quartz in the sets. This one also has nephrite jade, a small piece of bloodstone. I love this little one. And then ruby and zoisite. So these two, the last two I showed, I haven't used them for readings yet. And I don't have a key for the meanings of each of the stones. There's some stones here that are less known to me, so I would want to work with each of the stones before I actually attempt to read with them. Here I just have some extra crystals that I can use in the future. What do I have here? Here I have a charm casting set, which I'm practicing with. And here I have some stones. This is a new one that I'm working with, or that I'm putting together. I haven't worked with it. But I'm calling it Stones of the Goddess. And there's a book that I want to read called Stones of the Goddess. So I have these little dried roses that came in I purchased a little statue by someone. They're called Ancestral Grandmothers. So here I just picked some stones that did not belong to a set, and these are stones that I think are associated with different goddesses. So I'm putting it together as a goddess set. And so far I have some of this black amber, carnelian, and I think this is aragonite, amazonite. I have a ruby, red jasper. I really love this piece. And as always, I have rose quartz, smoky quartz, or clear quartz, and smoky quartz, and amethyst. These are the 4 that I always have. And this one, I think these are both quartz, but this one is a point. I have this blue kyanite, celestine, chrysocolla, and this really beautiful garnet. Yeah, so these are the reading sets that I have, and I hope you found this video interesting. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time.